विजय हो, माँ तेरी जय हो, तेरा ही विजय हो, तेरे गीत से आज जग ये जीवित हो माँ तेरी जय हो, तेरा ही विजय हो, तेरे गीत से आज जग ये जीवित हो माँ। तेरे गाँव के खेत भीगा रहे हैं, तेरे गाँव के खेत भीगा रहे हैं, तेरे आज नगरों में जय जय की धूम है, तेरे आज नगरों में जय जय की धूम है। तुम्हें देख के ये जगी दीन दुनिया, तुम्हें देख के ये जगी दीन दुनिया, और वो गा रही है कि तेरी जय, और वो गा रही है कि तेरी जय हो, माँ तेरी जय हो, तेरा ही विजय हो, तेरे गीत से आज जग ये जीवित हो माँ।
Shri Mataji, good morning everyone. A very hearty welcome for today morning's meditation. Before we begin today's meditation, let us collectively bow down in front of Shri Mataji, raise our kundalini and put ourselves into a bandhan. Let us all bring our attention within and just take a few minutes to gain our own momentum and prepare ourselves for meditation. No matter what is happening in our lives right now, no matter what we are going through, whether we're witnessing a miracle or waiting for one, we have to always remember that Shri Mataji is always with us. She has promised that she will be with us no matter what, whenever we will remember her or whenever we will need her. So what I'm going to play right now is a promise given by Shri Mataji about the same. So the promise that she has given was given in a talk which was in Hindi. So I'm going to play that. It is just a 1 minute audio talk where Shri Mataji has promised that she will always be with us. And just after I play it, I'm going to read out the English translation of the same. So it'll just be nice to hear Mother's voice giving us the assurance that she is with us and she will always be with us no matter what. So even though you might not understand the Hindi excerpt, just keep your attention on your Sahasrara or just within and listen to the promise given by Mother. And after I play the audio, I'm going to read out the English translation of the same.
और हर कदम हर जगह आपके साथ हम खड़े, हर जगह, कहीं पर भी आप हो, कहीं पर भी रहो, हर जगह हम आपके साथ हैं, काया मन वाचा पूर्णतया, ये हमारा प्रॉमिस है। एक पल भी आप छूटो नहीं, जब भी आप मुझे सिर्फ आंख बंद करके याद कर लें, उसी वक्त मैं पूर्ण शक्ति लेकर शंख चक्र गदा पद्म गरुड़ लई सिधार, एक क्षण भी विलंब नहीं लगेगा, लेकिन आपको मेरा होना पड़ेगा, ये जरूरी है। अगर आप मेरे हैं तो एक क्षण भी मुझे नहीं लगेगा, मैं आपके पास आता हूँ। सबको परमात्मा सुखी रखे और सुबुद्धि दे, सन्मति से रहो, सन्मति से रहो।
बोलो श्री आदि शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।
The English translation of the promise that Mother just gave is that I am with you at every step, at every place, everywhere. You may go anywhere, at every place I am with you, completely in person, by mind, and in every respect. Whenever you will remember me, I will be with you, by your side, with all my powers. It is my promise. But you have to be mine. This is necessary. If you are mine, then it won't take me even a single second to come to you. May God bless you all and give you the wisdom. Lead a life of wisdom. Jai Shri Mataji. I find that every time I listen to this, it gives me a very deep sense of warmth in my heart, a sense of security knowing that no matter what, Mother is always by our side and all we need to do is just surrender and have her in our heart and be her instrument, be her completely in oneness. And just leaving and surrendering is the best way to be one with Mother. any time, no matter what the consequence or situation we're in. But often, whenever we are trying to surrender, our mind becomes a huge obstacle. It is very hard to forgive, very hard to let go, very hard to not think about all the troubles or things that we are worrying about. It is always easy to surrender when things are working out, but surrendering when we are going through a hardship is the tough part. So let us put our attention on our forehead and just forgive everyone, including ourselves, because it is necessary to absolve ourselves from all the guilt as well. So let us take a few minutes to forgive and let go from our mind. So we can pray here collectively, Mother, please come in our mind. And please remove all the thoughts, all the negativities, all the anger. Whether this anger is for anyone outside or for us within, for the situation we might be in, or the life that we may have had. Mother, forgive us and give us the power to forgive everyone. So let's meditate for a little while, just clearing our Hamsa and our Agya. Ham means I am, I exist, and Ksham means I forgive. So we exist and we have to forgive. Clearing the Hamsa is a very good way of clearing the subconscious and the superconscious, the ego and the superego. Let us surrender all our worries, all the things that have been stressing us out in the background, all the mental chatter, the planning or the lack of planning, the excessive thinking, let us forgive all the things that might have happened, or the lack of things that might not have happened. I surrender my thoughts. I surrender my expectations. I surrender all the ideas I have. I surrender my past. I surrender my future. If we are unable to surrender, let us try to forgive. I forgive my past. I forgive myself. And I stay surrendered in my present. After we've cleared our mind, our agya, and our hamsa, let us bring our attention back on our heart. And now it is important to fill our heart with the vibrations, the oneness with Mother. Let us welcome Shri Mataji with all her powers into our heart. Mother, please strengthen our left side with the power of pure desire. Mother, please strengthen our right side with the power of action. Mother, please strengthen our central channel with the power of evolution.
feet into your heart. Just my feet into your heart. Because photo, face, everything might be an illusion. Might be by seeing my face you do not get over your barriers. To say, I must see Mother, I must do this, Mother must come to my house, she must have food at my place, she must visit my home. All this is so stupid, I cannot understand what's the matter with these people. Mother, please come in my heart. Let me clean my heart so that you are there. Put your feet into my heart. Let your feet be worshipped in my heart. Let me not be in delusion. Take me away from illusions. Keep me in reality. Take away the sheen of superficiality. Let me enjoy your feet in my heart. Let me see your feet in my heart.
Let us just meditate for a couple of minutes and then we will be listening to a talk given by Shri Mataji. So let us now listen to a talk given by Shri Mataji in 1983. I feel it is apt to listen to a talk where she is saying you should also put me in your brain. So this is the talk where Mother says, Mother, you be in our brain. So if there is any residual thoughts that have not allowed us to surrender completely, this talk can be very, very apt in helping us let go completely.
I must tell you, we were doing some sort of a cleaning of the doors
with those lamps you get. And Linda one day, you see, by mistake, brought that lamp very close to my body. And the lamp, the flame was very strong. It just went round me. It didn't touch me. She was surprised. She said, "Mother, you're burning." I said, "Don't burn." It just went round and came out. So, the fire doesn't burn a person who is pure. An example is Sitaji. Sitaji, when she was brought by Sri Rama from Ravana's place, see, everybody said that she has lived with a Rakshasa and she must be found out whether she is guilty or not. So Rama, first of all, he said, all right, he put the fire. She herself said that he put a fire with fire or fire. And she sat on that. And when the fire started burning, it could not burn her. She could not be burnt, see? And the whole fire subsided. So, that time, the Agni Devata knows what is right, what is wrong, who is holy, who is unholy. But human beings take a lot of time to recognize that and to understand, even in Sahaja Yoga, because the sensitivity has to be grown much more. Now, why is it that anything that like water or Agni or any one of these elements becomes so sensitive than human beings are? How they just obediently do the thing, as if they know the job, and they're so quick at it, so efficient. The reason is they are completely under the control of the divine. They are under the control of the powers of God. Absolutely, 100%. Whatever God wants, they do. Once they are enlightened. But human beings are still, you see, dwindling between his own human awareness and the divine awareness and the oneness with the God. So it is the sensitivity in a person grows very, very slowly. Doesn't matter. Makes no difference. And when it grows, it comes, you see, it moves sometimes 2 steps forward and 5 steps backward. So again, like by the time it is about 2 years, you find the gentleman at the same spot where he started. And you get quite upset how it has happened, despite surgery. But this is the thing, is that human beings can think and they can decide, and they have ultimate freedom to give up this sensitivity at any time. So, you have to be under complete obedience of the divine, which is, one cannot understand sometimes how to be that way, because we have not been brought up that way. We don't know how to do it. It's very difficult. So many people say, Mother, it is very difficult to surrender. It's not that they don't want to surrender, but they think that we are still popping up somewhere. Mother says something that we start questioning her. Mother says this, then we think that we should, we can suggest to Mother this another alternative and this and that. But there is no alternative. There's no alternative for a person who is a sensitive person. If he knows that divine is only thinking of your hita, of your well-being, and whatever it sees and does, you see, knows much more than you. Much, much more. And in so many dimensions that if somebody says so, that do it like this, best is to do it. Sometimes it shocks people. People have ideas about sympathies, ideas about being kind to others and be compassionate to others. But what is a human compassion? It doesn't do anything, it just talks. Why? God's compassion works. It works. It works on people. It doesn't talk that, oh, I'm very compassionate, I'm full of compassion, nothing. It just works, it manifests. So, one should understand, to be a complete egoist personality, one should try to obey the self within yourself. Now, how do you obey yourself within yourself? It is through vibratory awareness. Try to obey through your vibratory awareness. Any question you want to ask, anything you want to do, you must obey it through your vibratory awareness. Now, some people are not so sensitive. That's true. The reason why they are not sensitive is because they think of it. Now you think with your brain, right? If your brain can be enlightened, then you will think as the divine thinks and your sensitivity will improve. Because sensitivity comes from the central nervous system. Now, in the central nervous system, if there is any blockage, it is actually in the brain. Because all the centers are represented in the brain. So the best thing is to say that, Mother, come in my brain. Please reside in my brain. Please make your room in this brain. You be the controller of this brain. Let this brain be guided by your divine wisdom. And you don't think for yourself. And this word I think should be dropped completely from surgery. I think means goes on, funny way. It can be anything, Like once we went out and we had one of my very stupid relations staying with us, a girl. And as I was going out, we had no service that day. So I was cooking, but that day when we were going out, so I told her in the morning, can you make a little bit of khichdi for us? When we come back, we'll have that. That's the only cooking she did in her lifetime, maybe she did not do much. So when we came back, she told me that she had not cooked. So I said, why didn't you cook? Because we were supposed to take our food here. She said, I thought that maybe you may not come. Maybe you're not hungry. Maybe you may not like to eat. Maybe I may not do well. So all these four alternatives, not to do the cooking. But I said, why did you think that we may be hungry, that we will eat? Why did you think this way? But I thought, you see, this is an explanation for not having one in the brain, I should say, that there is no divine guidance in the brain. Then the guidance comes from your ego or from your super ego, which says, I thought that this might happen. But how, why did you think that? Why not the other way around? Why did you think the other way around? But that is how it is. And when these things happen, we really are so much used to this kind of justification and alternatives to be offered that this becomes again the habit of the brain, and the brain gets separated from the divine. So you tell your brain, but why? Why did you think like that? Now will you stop thinking about these things and on these lines? Let us think of the positive thing. Now positive thinking is nothing but is a thinking as according to Sahaja. It's not aggressive thinking, but it means that a thinking which helps to manifest the divine. That is what is positive. And it's all right. And the result of that is that your nerves start opening up. And you start feeling the manifestation of divine power in your fingers, in your being. This is the basic thing that doesn't happen in the West or in the Western culture, because we have a very big idea of always giving an explanation for anything. Now you can see that, supposing you go to a person who is possessed, and you get possessed, then you give an explanation, you say, I went to that person thinking, I thought that I will cure that person. But the result is you are mad now. So that person getting cured, you have. So what is the reason? The reason is you thought in a very negative way. That I thought that this would help me, or I was helping that person. On the contrary, you got into trouble. Now, the trouble did not think. No. It just entered into you without thinking. It is there. It never thought whether I entered this person or not. It just came in, walked straight forward. While you were busy thinking, you see, it entered into your being and settled down there. So, it's like a thief walking into your house nicely when you are busy, absent-mindedly doing something. It's exactly like you see the thief walking in, suddenly you find, oh, the thief is standing behind you. Now you said I was thinking. It's exactly the same way it happens to us. And when we know, our mind knows that I can give an explanation about it, every time it is ready to give explanation, then the mind, you see, is used to that kind of a phenomena. That it will always give an explanation, always it will say something. So, it is never on the alert. Because, you see, even if the trouble walks into you, you will always say, this is the explanation. But explanation doesn't cure it. Doesn't help you. Because by mental explanation, she thought, well, she'll give us some soothing things.
Somewhere, soothing oils. Okay, there's some soothing.
Let's take it. Yeah. All right. So, one should not be extremely on the thought waves and on the depending on their thinking. Because, you see, thinking has an alternative. Thinking always has an alternative. You can say, I was thinking this or I was thinking that. But whom are you blaming? It was you who were thinking, so you are responsible for it. So if you take the responsibility for your then you may not do such a thing. As to say that I thought if I had done this thing, it would happen. Because you are responsible for your thinking. Suppose an engine driver decides that I thought I better go by the other route and has a big accident. People will ask him, why did you think like that? What was the thing that made you think like that? But in every day-to-day life, I find human beings are always saying, I think, all the time giving alternatives. And that's why they go up and down, up and down, up and down like that. But for fire, or for water, or for Mother Earth, there is no alternative. No alternative. If I just touch the Mother Earth and I say, suck in their problems, please, she sucks. If I tell the fire, now, come on, you have been ignited. I don't even tell. They immediately suffer. Their Kundalini rises, you can say. You put a fire in front of my foot. It's you put a light, it has no alternatives. It doesn't think, it has no alternatives. It's just enlightened. It has its own quality of enlightenment in the purest sense, because thinking makes it impure. Your enlightenment becomes impure by your thinking, by giving explanations, by giving all these nonsensical alternatives. In reality, whatever you are the highest. You are the highest epitome of all the creatures. Even the thing that comes out of the Mother Earth cannot do the work that you can. It cannot raise the Kundalini. It cannot grow, maybe a little bit, effects like. But it won't work out with that force, with that maneuver, when you are like a very advanced machinery. Of course, very advanced, extremely sharp and extremely effective. But the problem is this brain of yours, you see, when it comes in between, which is nothing compared to that big brain, you see. Your brain is nothing but like a little mosquito, it comes up, and it comes here and then says, oh, this. And then the problem starts. But if you really start using His power within you, God has made you as the best instrument that you could think. And as you start using your instrument with that wisdom and surrender on humility, gradually it evolves more and more and more, and you start developing more sensitive sides, or we can say evolving a new method in this and getting a better and better understanding of the working of surgery. So it is important that first of all we must decide to stop the brain working too much and say that, Mother, you be in our brain. Thank God I am before you in first. It's not difficult. Just say that, Mother, you have to be in our brain. Now this brain is, as you know, is supported by the five elements. They all are in spirit. And if you can somehow or other bring me in that brain, somehow or other, by telling your brain now not to disturb you anymore, you'll be amazed that immediately the whole system will start working like a dynamo. It will be such a sensitive thing, you don't have to worry about anything, you don't have to think about it. You touch anything, it becomes cold, sort of thing. You see, become Midas touch. It's become such a great thing. But that is to achieve is difficult for them. They find it difficult to achieve that kind of a perfection where you lose completely ego and you become egoless. Like the fire, the Mother Earth, like all other elements. They have no ego. It's only human beings who have this ego. And the ego is such a big myth. Of course, when you don't do anything, why should you think you are doing something? And why should you be responsible for doing it? But the thing is, we think that, no, it's not God. We have to do this thing. And I have to decide. You see, it's just we play tricks with ourselves. Morning till evening, spoiling our brain, absolutely becoming mad. Best thing is to surrender and see the things will come before you. You will be amazed. Oh, how it has happened. How it has worked out. The other day I told just Kerry, you better go and register. She said, Mother, the university has closed down these days. I can't go to it. It's very difficult. I said, all right, I have said it, you go. Then she telephoned, they said, it's impossible, you just can't do it, but if you want to come and see. And as she walked into the university, in the office, they said, oh, come on, you are registered. It is. So many times it will happen to you people. But it took about 10 minutes for me to convince her that you just try it. But I must say, still, she was not so adamant. She was thinking, if Mother is saying, I will get it. But if you suppose it's all right, Mother, you are saying, I'm just going to register. Then what happens? Even if you do not get registered, doesn't matter. That's not important. Your brain will do. That's important. That your brain improves. It becomes more sensitive. It's not important that the work should be done. That's not important. What is important that in your brain you must get this idea that let me be enlightened. Alright? This is what one has to understand in a very subtle way, that we all are very sensitive instruments made by God, and all our energies are not at work. So we have to supply energy to all our nerves, and that's only possible if we remove our blockages created by our ego and our conditioning. If you can remove the blockages, all our nerves will become very sensitive. And that's why tell your mind that now, any further, you better put Mother down.
Let us meditate for a couple of minutes. you have a lovely, beautiful Sahaj day ahead with Mother in our heart and in our brain. Please feel free to bow down in front of Shri Mataji, raise your Kundalini and put yourself in a bandhan. To finish off, I'm going to be playing a bhajan. It is a Hindi bhajan, but the essence is we are asking to be in a thoughtless state. We are requesting Mother to take all the thoughts away and make us thoughtless or nirvichar. So I'll leave you with that beautiful bhajan. It is a very soothing bhajan that radiates really well. And I hope you have a fantastic, thoughtless day ahead. Jai Shri Mataji, thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy the bhajan.
Shri Mataji.
so much for joining. I hope you have a beautiful day. And we will see you tomorrow morning with a meditation by Kirti or Rubina Didi. Jai Shri Mataji.